had one a year or so ago, there was a bigger one. Those two came out of that. So I took the core from the big burl that I brought in, and I turned those two out of it. The other thing that Oneway did, Oneway, I really like working with the Oneway company because their engineers are constantly working on their products. The original coring system, and I had, this is one of the first ones that they had, the cutting knife wasn't even like the one on the woodcut system. The one on the woodcut is just like a parting tool. It's square across the end, and it is a little wider than the tool here. It's square across the end. Well, the original cutters that they had on these, they actually, their thinking was that they wanted to cut on the outside, and that was the most important part when they cored. So they had them at a little bit of an angle. What happened in reality though, instead of cutting in like that, there was a constant push towards the outside because the cutter was on an angle like that. So they sent everybody that had one of those this new type of a cutter, and what it is, they've ground away the two sides, and even though this is like 5/16 of an inch wide, and that's the curve, the actual tip that hits first is only about 1/8 of an inch wide. That sort of goes in, and then the rest of the tool follows it. Much, much better design. These two are replaceable, but they can be just touched up with a diamond stone. This wood is not great. I can tell by the stringiness of it. We can go just a little. This is kind of like watching paint dry. I don't know if this is going to show you anything you think. Not really? Not really? This is a very soft wood. If this were a piece of maple or cherry, it wouldn't be dragging like this because it wouldn't be catching like that at all. This is almost like a saw.
These cracks will be lubricating the accumulating surface?
Inside? I have not. I just put it. Now, so we're getting inside here now, so I'm going over the tool rest there by about 3 inches. So what I'll do now is stop this. Now we'll take this rest and we'll move it around and put it right in that curve. Boy, this is wet, sticky stuff, I'll tell you. Whose idea was it to bring a piece of this boxwood? We're going to have to turn this around. You got to be able to walk down the street and chew gum at the same time. Okay, so we'll get that. We'll get that so that that's right inside there. We don't want it to drag on the other side. You have one of these, right?
No, I don't. So the reason for the beeswax question was when I'm drilling 15-inch long holes or deep holes into a lamp, beeswax makes it go much easier.
Yeah.
And probably every 2 inches or so, I will add additional beeswax to the shaft.
The camera's up. You lost your camera.
Oh! What'd I do?
Lose connection.
IT man right there.
That's right.
What happens a lot of times here is that, particularly when you re-enter, with the chip that's on the end will actually burnish like that and not couple. This would what chords went with what blanks. What I found was, unless the tree, the original log, has a distinguishing mark, like a black line in it, you can't tell. Well, no big deal. So I stopped doing that. So now what I do is I don't score every bowl. I'll just score ones that have some, we get close. Usually like a burl or something like that. I think we're, okay, you see,
Right, close enough?
The magic ring.
He's good.
you have,
Well, see, you broke it when you squeezed it.
yeah, that's it. So this blank here now, I would take this one and, you know, it's not going to be perfect because this shape, again, is a fixed radius here. So while it's right on the lathe here, we just clean this up and I would make that indentation mark on the inside. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take that faceplate and put it right back on there and basically go right back to where I was before. I've got the holes to the faceplate, so I can screw that faceplate right on here now, put this right back on the lathe, turn a tenon on here, and either A, hollow this out, which I would in this particular case here, or we could core it if we wanted to go again. So we can keep going, but basically the whole coring process gives you a lot of bowls. I guess my biggest thing about this is that I've come to the conclusion, as I mentioned earlier, if I have a burl or a piece that's noticeably figured, maybe a piece of spalted or something like that, I would definitely take the time to core it out. If it's a cherry bowl, particularly one this size where I'm going to end up with another bowl, I've probably got 50 bowls this size, and they're like an in-between size. What do you do with it? You know? I mean, you can turn them for sure, but I just say, well, I'll just turn them. Yeah.
So if you were really trying to get 3 bowls out of a blank like that, would you turn the 4-inch radius first and then move and then do the 5-inch radius?
No, I would work from the outside in.
You always do
Okay,
that.
so what I would probably do, if I really wanted to squeeze this a little bit, I would go with one knife bigger. This is the 10-inch, I would go with the 12, and bring this out to maybe 7/8, and then try to get 3. You can easily get 3 out of these. You can.
But you don't go from the middle. You don't scoop that first one out and then change it.
You know, I don't. I
For the
have
same
seen
setup.
people that have tried it.
Yeah.
And, you know, from people I've talked to, it hasn't worked out as well. I don't know
Okay.
why.
Yeah.
But I was just taught.
It'd be hard to put a tenon on it, right?
Yeah. 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 You could core a small one out, and then go bigger, and then go bigger, and work your way out this way.
That's what I've done.
And
That
do the small one,
small.
and then do bigger. Yeah.
I don't, like I brought back from Mexico, I poked a bowl that was 4x12.
Yeah.
I brought back a piece, I guess it was 4 feet long, and it's 4 inches deep, so I cored that because I wanted to save what I could, but I went from the center and I worked out, and I used that help, and I'm telling you, I fought. I got it done, but it's terrible.
Well, the one thing that I found difficult about the McNaughton system is, as I said, you've got a tool rest holder here, 2 pins, and you've got to keep the tool between those 2 pins, and you're sliding it between them. But there's also a pin over the top. So to work the McNaughton system, instead of usually you're holding down more or less on any tool because the turning is down. In using the McNaughton system, to keep it in the rest, you've got to pull up. And it is very unnatural to pull up and to try to turn at the same time. And then you've got the fact that there is no support underneath it. It just makes for a
They catch
difficult.
a lot too.
Yes.
Catches a lot.
Yeah. You know, I saw Mike Mahoney. If you ever get a chance to see a YouTube video or something, I mean, you would think that that was the greatest thing since sliced bread. I mean, the guy will take a burl and he'll make 8 bowls out of this one burl. Because with a burl, you don't care that much about, you don't get anywhere near the distortion. Of course, you know, this goes back to why do we do this? Well, the bowl's going to shrink, so it's a gambling game as to how much you're going to have left when this thing dries, and so that's what determines how thick the wall is. There's no set rule that says it's got to be, you know, this thick or whatever.
Now, you said the other one was $400?
Yeah, $400.
And this one?
It's about, I think this base plate is sold separately, and it's about $200. And then each knife set is about $150 or $175, something like that. So each one you buy. That way there you can buy just this one and be happy, you know. So it is pricey, but, you know.
Does the tool rest come with base plate?
The tool rest, no, it's matched to the knife.
Oh, so you get the tool rest
Yeah,
with the...
you get this
Nice.
without a handle. You don't even get a handle for that kind of money. And they've got a unique system for setting this thing up. Again, it just goes to kind of the engineering of it. Inside the base plate, this is the craziest thing. I actually should tell you the history of this set. Wayne Hartz isn't here right now, but he got the last lathe that I made. But we had a little run here where we were making lathes here in the shop, bowl lathes. They were about a 4-foot square wooden box, and then we had a 2-inch shaft, and we would make bowls. And they would turn up to 38 inches. So the tool rest is 19 inches down and all that stuff. So back when I was young and foolish, I talked to the Oneway people, and I had them make me this system to fit a 38-inch lathe, so to turn a 38-inch bowl. And as a result of that, you know, when the knife went in here, this knife from here to here was up 19 inches. So these were very, very long. They stuck way up here. Had them custom made, all this good stuff. You know, the guy up there said, well, we've never made one quite that long, but I know we can do it. So they did. Well, not too long, well, a few years after that, I bought a lathe like this, which was 20 inches. So, and if you take a look at these, I took the hacksaw and shortened them up a bit. But in any case, what they do inside each of these tubes is a little piece of steel to give you the maximum flexibility out of any one given length. These little pieces set in here to give you what they call a rough height. And then both the rest and the knife have a bolt that will adjust in and out to give you the exact height so that you can be sure to get it. You put a drive spur in here, you get that thing right on center. You adjust it up and down. So it takes a few minutes to get everything set up. I had to actually adjust this a little bit when I came in here to fit this lathe. And then as the story goes, and some of you know from knowing me, I had this lathe, and I sold it in about Oneway, which is 24 inch. And so I called Clay up at Oneway, and I said, I've got a little problem. I wanted to buy just these. He said, nah, we don't sell just that. So I have a 2-inch block of wood. Bolted it up. I actually drilled a couple 4 holes here and counterbored them. And I have a piece of maple that fits under there for my lathe, and just a longer bolt in the tool rest here. But works great. Works great, and any other questions or anything? So we're pretty open for a couple of months. I'll tell you, just kind of shooting ahead, we have a meeting in February, March and April. So we have 3 meetings. I'm going to suggest, and I've just talked to Curtis a little bit about it, and I have some more, you know, kind of can we do this and all that stuff, but we've had a meeting where we have all the lathes that are in the shop. There's 17 of them. And you bring a piece of wood in and turn something. And you can ask questions, you can see what you're doing. It's just a fun turning night. Those that are maybe a little bit more beginner can get some good advice. I'm not going to guarantee it's good advice, but you can get some good advice. And other people just enjoy watching somebody turn a roll the way they do it. So I'm thinking that the May meeting, which is May, I believe it's the 17th, will be one of those turning meetings. And the reason I'm doing it is, you know, I'm not here now, but the next day after our May meeting, I have a wood turning workshop. So I said, if I've got to get the lathes out already, make a mess in the shop, why not make a big mess? And so that's what I'm thinking about. But what I was getting at is, we have February, March, and April. If you've got any ideas of things that you think we might do, Curtis is our kind of main person here for what we're going to do. So if you've got any ideas, get a hold of Curtis and give him a hint. And then you know, he can set up the program, or we can decide how we might pull it off, which would be good. Okay. Any questions or anything? Hey, thank you all for braving the weather here, and thank you very much for the bowls, and we want to make sure that Bob gets all of those, okay? All right, thank you very much.